Hi guys, hopefully you can join me for the Zoom class at 7 p.m. on Wednesday. What we're going to be doing, guys, is warming up. We're going to start with our 3 burpees, of course, because today is June 3rd. 45 seconds on, 15-second transition. We'll get in our jumping rope, some squats, some overhead work, as well as some rows and sit-ups. We'll have a strength piece with our bent over rows and some shoulder taps with tempo. And then our WOD's gonna have jump rope, sit-ups, and thrusters. So first, guys, for the burpees, chest and thighs touch the ground, jump and clap at the top. Since it's only 3 reps, try your best to do the RX version for all 3 reps, but if you need to modify, feel free. For the warm-up, you're gonna start with your jump rope, so it could be single unders or double unders, or if you don't have a rope, penguin claps. Remember, for our penguin claps, we're working on the timing for our double unders. So we want to jump really high, clap the hips 2 times while we are in air. After that, we're going to go into our goblet squats. So you can use a dumbbell, kettlebell. I'm going to use a plate. I'm going to set my feet in my squat stance, butt back, knees out, and I'm just going to use my elbows to help push my knees out. Hang out in that bottom position for 2 seconds. Squat, repeat, holding that bottom for 2 seconds each time. Next, we're going to go into some wrist and ankle mobility. So just pick a leg up. You're going to rotate the ankle while you're rotating your wrist. At the halfway point, you'll switch legs. You can continue with the wrist circles. You can also clasp the hands together and do some figure 8s. Next, we're going to go into some overhead work. So again, you can do this with dumbbell or kettlebell. I'm demoing with the plate today. So I'm going to go halo, so I'm going to go around the head. When I get to the back, I'm going to extend up, and then I'll finish my halo. All right, I'll then alternate to the other side, tricep extension, and then finish my halo, and just keep alternating back and forth. Next is our Abmat Sit-ups. So for this, if you have your Abmat, go ahead and grab it. You're going to get set up with the feet butterflied. Make sure that the shoulders, you start sitting nice and tall, and then make sure the shoulders touch, and then touch in front of those toes. Use the leg or the arms to help drive you up. Next movement is going to be our thruster. So what we're going to do is go back to our weight, and we're going to squat and then press. Squat, press. Just make sure if you're using a plate, kind of keep it in front of the face so you don't hit your chin on the way up. Next, we're going to go back to our jump rope or penguin claps. And then lastly is going to be our bent over row. So again, with the plate, I'm going to get set in this hang position. I'm then going to row to my torso and then come back down. So making sure the plate hits the torso, and then just kind of squeezing for a second, and then going back down. After our warm-up, we're going to go into our strengths. This will be 40 seconds on, 20-second transition, 4 rounds of each. We're going to go bent over row with tempo, and I'll explain what these numbers mean, and then alternating shoulder taps from a plank position with tempo. So what this is going to look like, I'm going to demo with the barbell for this first one. Again, if you have dumbbells, kettlebells, plate, whatever, any of those work. You're always going to start by deadlifting the weight up. You will then stay above the knees. You're also going to keep the bar off the knees. You're not going to rest. Okay, so arms will be straight down. You're going to row, hold 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, back down. You'll wait for a second. Row, 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, back down. In terms of hand placement on the barbell, do whatever is comfortable such that you can maintain this 90-degree angle at the elbow. So for some people, you might need to move your hands out, you might need to move the hands in, but ideally we're in this kind of 90-degree position. So that's our 3, 2, 1, 1 tempo. For our shoulder taps, what we're going to do is get set up in a plank position. I'm going to take hand to opposite shoulder, hold for 2, and then take 2 seconds to return. So I'll get the hands underneath the shoulders, butt's tight, everything's tight, come up, hold, 1, 2, and then 1, 2, back down. I'll switch sides, hold, 1, 2, 1, 2. And I'll just keep alternating for the 40 seconds. For our WOD today, guys, we are gonna go for 4 minutes of work, 1 minute of rest, 3 sets. You're gonna go 40 double unders or single unders or penguin claps, and then 20 sit-ups, 10 thrusters. For the 10 thrusters, ideally, you want to use a weight that you can go unbroken with. Okay, you don't want to be taking a lot of breaks. You've only got 4 minutes to work, so just try to get an even pace going throughout those thrusters. You're going to start with the double unders every time. So even if you call time at 4 minutes and you're in the middle of your thrusters, you're always going to start with the 40 double unders or single unders or penguin claps. Your score is going to be the total number of rounds and reps over the 3 sets. So that might look like 6 plus 45. I just made that up. The way it works with, in terms of meeting your goal is to try and keep a consistent pace and score for each one. So that might mean 3 plus 20 on the first one, 3 plus 10 on the second one, and then 3 plus 15 on the last one for a combined score of 6 plus 45. What we don't want to see is maybe 2 rounds on the first set, and then 4 rounds on the next one, and then like 1 round on the last set. Okay, so try to just stay consistent there. So what this is going to look like, the double unders and penguin claps we've gone over. For our weighted sit-ups, ideally this works best with a plate. So I'm going to get in my butterfly position. Plate's going to start on the ground in front of the toes. I'm going to go back, touch behind my head, and then come up and touch in front of the toes. For the thrusters, if you have a barbell, what you're going to do is clean the weight up. You can start with a squat clean if you want, but from here I'm just going to go into my thruster. So I'm going to squat and press for 10 reps. Again, if you don't have 2 dumbbells or 2 kettlebells, just use 1 and hold horizontally in front of the chest. Be sure to put in the comments your score across all 3 sets. If you want to break it down for us, you can do that as well. And then any modifications you made. Our last thing is going to be our daily mobility. So we got a little bit in the warm-up. We're going to finish off with 4 minutes. At the end here, we're going to go 1 minute on each leg. So the first one's a half kneeling quad stretch. So if you've got your ab mat, feel free to use that. I'm going to go ahead and kneel on top of the ab mat just to help protect my knee. I'm then going to grab my ankle behind me, kind of keep your hand on the other knee for balance, and then I'm just pulling the heel towards my butt to stretch out this quad. Okay, so I'll just hold here. If you need to relax for a few seconds and then reset during the minute, that's totally fine. I'll then switch to the other leg. Our next movement is for the calves. So I'm going to be in a seated position. You can keep this foot bent, or this leg bent if you like, but all I'm going to do here is pull the toes towards the shin. I can also gently lean over, so I'm trying to get my chest towards my thigh, okay? And then I'm just feeling a stretch along the calf here. I would definitely recommend coming out of this for a few seconds and then going back into it. Okay. You can also do the stretch with both feet at the same time, but I'm just separating it so you kind of really focus on one leg for the full minute, and then you'll switch into the other leg. If you have any questions about anything, as always, please let us know. Good luck, move well, have fun.